I'm gonna throw you off my bus, because I'm a Saxon's mile and half, and you can see me starting Camp Road. Now?
I don't do too much with jogging.
You don't do much with jogging? You just like sports?
Yes, sir.
All right, that ain't too bad, man. But listen, you were a good participant. Thanks for playing Jitney 242.
Yes, sir.
Say, I'm in nothing, but it was fun playing Jitney 242.
I'm in nothing, but it was fun playing 242.
All right, thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye. Next time on the Jitney 242 ride, I don't know who it could be. Maybe it could be you.
Immediate Response went to New York, Houston, and then to Atlanta to locate, celebrate, and feature outstanding Bahamians making waves throughout the USA. In February, Immediate Response flies across the pond to broadcast live from Grand Ole London. Join the ZNS Radio and TV network as we interview Bahamian movers and shakers in and around Great Britain as Immediate Response continues spanning the globe, identifying standout Bahamians making their mark internationally. For more information on how you can be a part of the Immediate Response Global Series, call 502-3800 or email phoenixinstitute@gmail.com.
Sponsored by Fidelity Bank Bahamas Limited, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Ministry of Tourism, Checkers Cafe, the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, Bahamas Retina and Eye Care Services, Bahamas Harvest Church, the Bahamas Development Bank, Battery and Tire Specialists, AFD Management, Tiki Bikini Hut, the Financial Intelligence Unit, Javon Medical Center, Cafe Channing Noel, and by Art Development. You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, 2 cruise ship passengers alleging rape as police investigations into the matter intensify. Also, Minister of Education giving an update on the schools in East Grand Bahama. And hear what Balearia is doing to retain the confidence in its Grand Bahama passengers. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, since Hurricane Dorian, students from Sweetings Key and East Grand Bahama have had to travel to the city of Freeport to attend school. Today, during the House of Assembly, the Member of Parliament for the area shared his concerns, while the Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training provided an update on the way forward. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson has more in tonight's top story.
We have spoken to the Minister of Education, and I want to thank her for, first of all, ensuring that the McLeanstown School has been repaired. I believe it is completely repaired.
Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, commending the Ministry of Education for repairs at the McLeanstown School that was damaged by Hurricane Dorian in 2019. Students from McLeanstown and the neighboring communities like Sweetings Key had to drive almost an hour and a half to attend schools in Freeport. But he also inquired about an update for the repairs of the Sweetings Key School and the new all-age High Rock School.
While they, I believe, are pleased that they will not have to travel into Freeport, Again, they are still inquiring as to when the school in Sweetings Key would be repaired, and also the overall all-age school that is supposed to be scheduled for High Rock.
Minister of Education Gladys Hannah Martin also providing an update on these concerns.
We were very gratified that we were able to finally address the issue of no school in that region, which had been the case since Dorian. And there is now a school. What is happening now through the auspices of our director, she's now working out the logistics. We have to get teachers there. We have to determine what students will go there, because we have primary and high school students traveling hours into central Grand Bahama.
But she adds that by the next term, she anticipates the reopening of the McLeanstown School. But what is the next step for Sweetings Key that was also damaged during Dorian in 2019?
The Sweetings Key thing, of course, you have to allocate teachers there. We have a global shortage of teachers. The Bahamas is not different. This is the short-term solution, that they will come from Sweetings Key, and that they right there in East Grand Bahama.
And the minister notes that there is also some movement being made on the new High Rock All-Age School.
This is the product of our dialogue with the Caribbean Development Bank, and that work is well underway in terms of the groundwork being set. The other thing we have to look at, and something that we're watching in Grand Bahama, is population shifts. And East Grand Bahama, really, you have to look at with the student population there, and I'm not certain it's that huge, and that's going to be another issue. And now, of course, a school like that may cause for the gravitation back into that area. So we have to watch it, but I want to assure the member for East Grand Bahama, we have our eye on the people of East Grand Bahama and Sweetings Key. We will pursue their interests with vigor.
Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Shoshana Roll-Parkinson.
Well, in a shocking revelation, 2 American tourists are speaking out, claiming that their Bahamas vacation quickly turned into a nightmare after they were allegedly sexually assaulted and drugged while at a beach in Freeport. In this report, we share their story posted on social media shortly after the incident. Raven Davis fills us in.
Because of Freeport, we will never, ever be the same.
Nicole Shearer and Dongela Dobson, 2 friends from central Kentucky, embarked on a sun-soaked getaway to paradise with Carnival Cruise Line, only to allegedly face a nightmarish assault during their Bahamas escapade last Sunday.
We trusted staff members. We trusted resort workers. I can't tell you exactly what was happened. All I can tell you is that do not get discounted drinks.
In a series of shocking Facebook Live posts, the women recounted a distressing encounter, saying they placed trust in beach employees only to be allegedly heavily drugged, then sexually assaulted.
Listen,
we almost lost our lives.
Had we not been bariatric patients, had Dr. Tran, I love you, Dr. Tran, had he not done our gastric sleeves, if we had these bigger stomachs and we have been able to tolerate this amount of alcohol, can you imagine what those drugs would have done to us if we'd not been vomiting profusely?
Bahamian police are actively investigating this incident, telling our news team that 2 Grand Bahama men who were found at the scene are assisting with their investigations. The victims, however, slamming Bahamian authorities, claiming that while in the Bahamas, they were treated like criminals.
They refused. They made us go to the bathroom and use toilet tissue, and they collected toilet tissue as their specimens.
And then they did an alcohol test on us like we were just super drunk. We had hardly any alcohol in our system at all.
Now, in another Facebook Live session, one of the women could be heard saying, "I'm drunk," though our news team is unable to confirm the specific time of that particular live stream.
We've had a few drinks and they were
strong.
And despite the adversity, the women extended gratitude to Carnival for their swift response, noting the cruise giant conducted a rape kit, documented injuries, and collected crucial specimen samples following the incident.
The specimens aren't going to be very good because the Bohemian. because the Bahamian police refused. I had repeatedly asked over and over and over for those rape kits.
Well, despite one of the women initially agreeing to an interview, no response was received up to news time. This incident unfolds against the backdrop of a heightened travel advisory issued by the U.S. Department of State for the Bahamas on January 26. And as the investigation unfolds, the victims continue to share their story, leaving this cautionary tale for others.
You need to travel in groups of 4 or more.
And don't be silent. Don't be scared to share your story. Don't be scared to go to the police. Don't be scared to report any type of domestic violence, any type of sexual assault.
Now, police officials say that this matter is under investigation and decline to comment at this time. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Now, once again, police officials say that this matter is under active investigations. Now, in other news, the $80 million investment in Bimini's airport through a public-private partnership is dubbed as a big step forward in boosting both tourism plus entrepreneurial and job opportunities. On Tuesday night, a business mixer was held to give first-hand information on what is expected to come on stream. The details in this report.
Phase 1 is new terminal, expanded apron, expanded capacity, and significant improvements.
The South Bimini Airport is an $83 million project that officials say will be 4 times as large as the existing terminal, according to Mike Scott, VP of Plenary Americas.
It will have a large passenger waiting area after you check in and go through security. So it'll be very comfortable. There's going to be concessions on both the land side and the air side, so you can wait. As Maven mentioned, we're going to have Starlink, Wi-Fi access throughout the terminal.
In addition to job opportunities for locals, Jeremy Eby, director of Bimini Airport Partners, says the South Bimini Airport is expected to increase airlift on the island of Bimini tremendously.
About 100 to 120,000 enplanements annually. Right now we're running, before COVID, the numbers have been obviously all over the place. We were running about 40,000 at Bimini. So we're looking to expand that.
Now, a top concern for those living in the northern Bahamas is weather. However, Eby says they have taken that into consideration during the planning phase.
We're thinking of different ideas related to really removing some water when flooding occurs through piping as well. And that's kind of what we can do at this point. I mean, it's a concern. The one dynamic, we've taken a look at hurricane activity at Bimini, and it has not been at the level of other islands.
Officials are expecting to come to a financial close in just a few months. As far as the timeline is concerned, Eby says shovels should be in the ground the summer of 2024.
It's about a 1.5 year period, but this may be actually shorter at this airport from that point in which we actually are able to cut a ribbon. This is a 30-year term, so this is almost like a marriage. And so that being the case, we have to really make sure that they benefit, okay? And I'm excited to see that this energy, we can do that here.
Moving on now from air to sea travel, customers have been raving about their disappointments regarding Valeria's Caribbean's recent cancellation due to terrible weather conditions. On Tuesday, January 30th, management advised that they would not be sailing and postponed its services on Friday, February 2nd. President of JAGS International, Senator James Turner, shares how the company is doing its part to retain the confidence of its customers. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
And it's President James Turner speaking to the economic impact surrounding Valeria Caribbean's recent cancellation. Turner highlighting that despite the disappointing decision, Valeria remains committed to serving the people of Grand Bahama.
It was an incident where Valeria had a cancellation. And I got to tell you, JAGS International have been in service. We never leave our customers uncovered. So I'm pleased to say that in that case, all of our customers that communicated with us, Valeria was able to give them a round-trip ticket as compensation for the discomfort, as compensation for, something that really shouldn't happen. Because the reality is if the ship does not sail, you're stuck in Florida for another day or two, or you have to buy a ticket to come back home. Valeria has agreed to offer to the Grand Bahama community a 30% discount for the month of February. Now, that's a whole lot of love at the love time. When you see a company does something like that, they compensate you for, the cancellation, and they give you something extra to make your life a little bit easier. That shows that they care.
Turner noting that in addition to the complimentary round-trip tickets, they've also added a bonus for their customers, a Valentine's Day special. He says that Jags International and Valeria are dedicated to proving their loyalty to the island. And while admitting that it is not an easy path getting back to economic stability, he states that it is important to stick together.
That our service levels rise to the levels that they once were. Because even though we don't have all that we once had in terms of resorts and airlift, we certainly do have people. And Grand Bahamians are among some of the friendliest people in the Bahamas. So we got to continue to exude that characteristic because that's really the reason why people keep coming back to us.
JAG Supervisor Andrea Moxie sharing that persons must visit their agency 7 days before sailing time.
So that'll be a week before sailing. You decide to sail so you can be able to get the 30% off. Saying that it's going to be spring break, the schedule is going to change, where they'll have add some Tuesdays into the schedule. So our phone number is 351-5244, or it's our email is bookings@jagsin.com.
Valeria is expected to be back on the island on the 10th, marking it their third visit since completing dry dock. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Well, in other news, the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services hosting a preliminary family island recruitment exercise on Grand Bahama tomorrow at the St. George's High School. Interested persons may be a Bahamian citizen aged 18 to 30, have a minimum of 5 BJCs or equivalent, and have a clean police character reference. Additionally, interested persons should bring their academic certificates, birth certificate, valid passport, voter's card, NIB smart card, and 2 signed reference letters and passport size the photos. Again, the recruitment drive will take place tomorrow at the St. George's Gym from 9 to 4 p.m. When we come back, we speak with the island's top spellers. That story and more in the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition returns.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I mean, I can need a little help with this month's business.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's Tech Edge Virtual Job Fair for tech professionals February 8th and 9th, 2024. Scan code to register or visit www.techedgebahamas.com. It's a celebration of praise for the dedication service of the Hartley E. Thompson Christian Center Sunday morning, February 11th at 11 o'clock at Freeport Gospel Chapel. Everyone is invited to attend.
Express your love to that someone special this Valentine's Day with chocolates, teddy bears, or a card that says it all. Create a gift basket that makes a lasting impression with everything you need and more. Shop Bellevue Gifts and Supplies.
Northern Service is coming back to Oh, see a shark right there.
Please, off, you know how to swim?
Yes, I got that. I checked that off. The weather's perfect. The food's great. People are very friendly.
A week of live shows and the latest news, as well as reveal the untold narratives through the eyes of Biminites, as well as share with you why people from all over the world come to this beautiful island. Join us on February 12th through the 16th from 3 to 4 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
There ain't no place with better diving than Bimini. We have undersea adventures right here in Bimini.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Grade 5 student of Walter Parker Primary School, Camden Green, is the winner of the 27th District Spelling Bee competition. The shy but talented 10-year-old, joined by his competitor Rebecca Barnett, share how they fared in a challenging competition but came out on top with high scores. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
Landlocked. Landlocked.
That is the winning word of the 2024 District Spelling Bee that took place at the Foster B. Pastina Auditorium. 10-year-old Camden Green reigning victorious over 46 contestants as they participated in 14 rounds of spelling. The student of Walter Parker Primary School revealed that he studied religiously during his school hours, and now he's pleased that his hard work paid off.
I was flabbergasted because I won. When I came up to spell the word, I felt a little bit more relaxed than before I spelled the word, before I got the word.
The youngster says that he was initially nervous in the beginning. However, once the competition began, the feelings eventually faded away. Second place winner Rebecca Barnett, adding that although she was also nervous, participating in the competition boosted her self-esteem to try again next year.
Some were hard, some were easy. Some of them, I just had to sound it out to figure out how to spell it.
It made me very confident in myself, and I was very thankful for making it that well far. So I'll be very excited for the next spelling bee.
Parents and educators of the two speaking to the proud moment in their children's lives.
I knew that he could do it, but I didn't want to put too much pressure on him. I just wanted him to do his best and have a good time, and the results, I'm very proud of him.
We are very excited to bring home that title to Walter Parker.
I really thought that Camden would win before we even went into the competition, simply because he beat about 60 students in the Church of the Ascension Spelling Bee competition. And the way he carried himself during that competition, I knew that this competition, there was a possibility that we would win.
Bain expressing that Camden Green is a reflection of Walter Parker School pride and that they continue to prove who they are as Pacers, exemplifying excellence within the community. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, it was a showcase of excellence as Anglican schools throughout the Commonwealth recently celebrated Anglican Schools Week here in Grand Bahama. The Bishop Michael Eldon School Warriors launched the celebration with a church service, marking the beginning of a week-long celebration highlighting 75 years of excellence across Anglican schools. During a recent visit at the school, BMES student leaders eloquently shared personal reflections on how their Christian education has profoundly shaped and elevated their overall academic performance.
As soon as I came to Bishop Michael Eldon School, I noticed that the teachers were just excellent, and they trained students to be resilient and diligent and determined. And I could proudly say that I am a product of all the hard work and determination that teachers and administrators put into their students.
The whole community around it, the people who are very much holy and make sure that everybody is on God's side and make sure that nobody is left behind. That's the real main reason of coming to Anglican school. Nobody is never left behind.
Some of the celebrations included an open house and fun day. Vice President, Secondary Department Natasha Pinder further emphasizing the school's achievements across various academic disciplines, showcasing the school's diverse successes.
We say we educate the whole child through Christ. We really mean that. We educate them in every area: academics, athletics, fine arts, and this is a job we take very seriously. When it comes to academics, we have numerous things that we offer students. We have been doing BJCs early in grade 8, BGCSEs we have them doing in grade 11. Also, we have had some of the best results when it comes to these external exams. When it comes to athletics, and we want to just make sure the public knows what we have. Because, you know, you have that little gift, you don't want to keep it to yourself. So we want to let everyone know what we're doing here. And we want them to invite them to be a part of our excellence, a legacy of excellence.
And that's a look at stories making news. Stay with us. A check on sports and weather is up next.
Don't miss the buy one, get one half off Valentine's Day sale going on now at Pandora, Port Lacaya. Wine and dine your love at Ocean's Blue this Valentine's. Enjoy stuffed lobster tail or rack of lamb with amazing sides and desserts. Ocean's Blue is located at Ocean Reef and Yacht Club. Strike a spark today, ignite a blaze tomorrow. Love yourself this February. Be prepared for the upcoming jobs that are coming to Grand Bahama. Enroll today at Pine Yard Technical Center, number 12 Oak Street in the Civic Industrial Area. Classes resume February 5th, 2024. Registration includes welding jacket, shield, and textbooks. Courses offered: Introduction to Welding, Monday and Wednesdays for 3 months. Advanced welding classes, Tuesdays and Thursdays for 9 months. And applied welding classes, Fridays and Saturdays for 12 months. Contact their office today at number 12 Oak Street, Freeport, or call 352-7712 or 533-0821. Or you can email pineyardsteel@hotmail.com.
You've set big goals for your future, and we can help you to achieve them. Getting that degree you've always wanted, buying your first car, making it official on a truly special day, or building a home that's your own. Big or small, share your ambitions with us, and we can help make them real.
Join us for the rebroadcast of the 2024 Anthony Huck Williams Jr. Junkanoo Parade, Saturday, February 17th at 1 p.m.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Pure Water and Ice National Tennis Tournament swings into action. Our Shane Stubbs has the update in our sports package.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to your Northern Edition Sports Check. The Bahamas Pure Water and Ice National Tennis Tournament is set for this weekend, and it's something the organizers say you don't want to miss, with a number of players coming from all around the country.
The tournament kicks off Saturday, February 10th through the 13th.
We have juniors coming in from Nassau, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Abaco. They always look forward to coming down, you know, because everybody practice every day, so they want to come out and practice again and play against different islands to see where they at.
With national points up for grabs, Grand Bahama Tennis Association President Greg LaRota says that will add fuel to drive the players during competition.
It goes towards determining which players will represent us internationally. So they look forward to the competition every year. And we look forward to the community supporting us, coming out this weekend and watching the kids play some good tennis.
You can catch all the action at the YMCA starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday. Next in sports, a number of schools from around the country are competing in this year's Moore McPhee Cecil Thompson Primary School Basketball Tournament, which is in full swing at the YMCA and St. George's Gymnasiums.
We have Temple Christian out of Nassau, Freedom Baptist, St. Francis, Xavier boys and girls, Central Abaco, and we have Bimini Primary. So it's going to be an exciting tournament for our primary school association. They're going to be able to play the best of the best from our region.
For the past 10 years, being a part sponsor of this great event, my hat off to the organizers. Anything to help our young men, our young ladies in a positive arena. Reach-Out Youth Organization, always there to help to assist.
The tournament concludes this Saturday, February 10th. Lastly in sports, scores from high school hoops. In playoff action for the senior boys, the St. George's Jaguars tied that best-of-3 series up at 1 apiece, defeating the Tabernacle Falcons 46-26. Kavawa Russell led the Jags with 16 points, while Noah Bain had 7 points in the loss for the Falcons. They will play tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. at the St. George's Gym to determine who faces the Sunland Stingers for the marbles in the championship. And in senior girls action, the BMES Warriors took care of business, blasting the Jackable Wildcats 40-12. Janaea Russell led the Warriors with 14 points. And that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen, for your evening sports chat. I'm Shane Stubbs. As always, be safe and be great.
Thanks, Shane. And here's a look at tonight's weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Attention Freeport Grand Bahama. Grab your bicycles, grab your tennis, for this is an event you can't afford to miss. The University of the Bahamas North is hosting their annual Fun Run, Walk, and Bike in celebration of the university's 50th anniversary. Starting at 6 a.m. on Saturday, March 16th, we will meet at the University of the Bahamas downtown's campus, formerly the Kipling Building. We are inviting you to come out and support in aid of the UB Northrop Bill campaign and the Student Support Award. For the month of January, there is an early Mingos special. If by chance you missed the special, you can register online or pay in person by March 6th. The registration fee is affordable and it is all for a great cause. Remember, March 16th, it all goes down. See you at 6 a.m. and let us support the UB Mingos.
Have you ever wondered how electricity gets to your home? Let's start at the beginning. Our teams at our energy plant work around the clock to generate power to be delivered to your home or business. When it leaves the generating facility, electricity first travels to a switch yard that increases the voltage to allow it to travel long distances throughout the island. A network of high voltage transmission lines is the backbone of the electric grid and is used to carry large amounts of electricity across long distances. After completing the first leg of this journey, electricity arrives at the neighborhood substation. The substation's job is to lower the voltage before power can be sent over shorter distances closer to homes and businesses. Once lowered, the electricity is now ready for the final leg of its voyage. When it leaves the substation, it travels along the distribution poles and wires, the ones you see every day around your community. Just outside your home or business, the electricity voltage is further reduced by a pole mount transformer to a level that customers use in their homes or businesses. And now that the electricity has finally reached its destination, it travels through a meter, flows to a service panel, and then to the outlets inside your home.
Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Vanya Saunders, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We also want to wish you a special happy birthday, and we hope you're celebrating in true diva style. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, opposition abstains, bail bill vote. Deadly morning crash, foreigners arrested. And in sports, government school playoffs underway. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The Bahamas would be a better place if parole is implemented tomorrow. The belief of the acting Commissioner of Corrections in the face of a rise in serious crime, with the prison allegedly contributing to the problem. Cleopatra Murphy has the details of his pitch for the Conditional Release of Offenders Bill, proposed legislation that has been in the works for 7 years.
Whether we believe it or not, and whether we like it or not, especially the officers here, this place is a manufacture for criminals.
The firm belief of Acting Commissioner of Corrections Don Clare, adamant that people should not be incarcerated at the Bahamas Department of Corrections for minor offenses. With the conditional release of offenders bill being billed as a second chance for offenders, Claire believes it will reduce much of the problems the country has with crime and repeat offenders. And this is in the face of the Bahamas having one of the highest recidivism rates in the Caribbean at approximately 13% and one of the highest incarceration rates, second to Cuba.
The current structure, the current setup. I've been here now 34 years. I have watched prisons coming here for stealing and receiving. And they graduated up to 3 and 4 murders. I've watched that. That's why it is now up to us now to break that cycle.
Claire was addressing the religious community and other stakeholders at the prison in what he says will be the final consultation for the bill. He insists prison is designed for hardened criminals, murderers, rapists, and robbers.
Joining marijuana, slapping somebody, cursing, vagrancy. Why are you sending these people to prison? To give them the avenue to become a hardened criminal later on in life. So you will see in this bill, we are proposing to present to the public a probation and parole.
He insists it will not be without checks and balances, adding that prisoners will not be released unless they are employed. Claire also spoke to the current challenges within the system that must be reformed, noting that if a court grants offenders 10 years behind bars, they are automatically granted 4 years off for good behavior, and unchanged, they could wreak more havoc once released.
With the parole coming in now, we will eliminate now remissions. So I will not have the authority now to give anybody remission off anymore. So if the judge gives me 10 years, I will be in here for 10 years if I don't behave. But if I do behave, that remaining 4 years, they can go on parole, but under conditions. And one of those conditions may be you will remain drug-free, you don't be involved in gangs, you have to work, maintain the job, you might have to go to school.
With regards to murders, the prison head says if sentenced to life, prisoners must spend 25 years before being eligible for parole, and even then, the board decides if it should be granted. The aim is to have the bill introduced in Parliament in March. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
We turn our attention now to news from Parliament. Despite the opposition abstaining and lingering concerns from some quarters, government legislators this morning voted to proceed with proposed amendments to the Bail Act, leaving the bill in the hands of senators. Among the changes on the table, the requirement that in cases where the accused has violated one or more of the conditions under which their bail was granted, bail is revoked. Further, all persons placed on bail will be entered into a recognizance which, as the Prime Minister has explained, lays out the conditions placed on the person being granted bail. For instance, showing up to court at the appointed time, not interfering with witnesses, and not committing offenses while on bail. But the opposition was hoping the government would reconsider aspects of some of the amendments. That, however, did not happen, as government members overwhelmingly opposed the notion. In the end, the opposition abstained. The Prime Minister in the House of Assembly has reasoned that concerns about the proposed amendments are misplaced. The bail amendment bill moves on only a day after another young man on bail for murder was killed here in the capital on Tuesday. Well, with the government taking steps to address the surge in persons being killed while on bail, individuals who signed bail for the accused are coming under increased scrutiny, particularly as it relates to their responsibilities as suretors. These individuals act as a surety to the court for the bail of the accused. Bail bondsmen also promise the defendant will appear in court. However, defense attorney Ramona Farquharson says it's a matter that will require legislative intervention.
Our laws do not provide for a bail bondsman to post bail for someone within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. That's the short answer. And looking at the proposed amendments, it still does not provide for that. We're now seeing this proposed bill wishes to even tighten that even further. I suppose the hope is that to really narrow the circle of persons who may be prepared to post your bond or to sign your bail. Because of the stringent conditions, it's becoming more onerous. And so in no way do I see any sort of leeway or opening for a bail bondsman.
Well, meantime, the rate of gun violence calls for grave concern, with the country racking up one homicide after another in recent weeks, coupled with a rash of shootings. Tonight, our Devontae Hanna is on the ground speaking with those who live and work in the Bain and Grantstown area, who say they are grateful to be alive and still feel safe in the place they call home, despite yesterday's slaying.
Tonight, a man who claimed to have been in the right place at the right time, thankful for his life as he frequents the very spot where Tuesday's homicide occurred.
I could have been here and caught up in the midst of that. Church could have been getting out on a given Sunday or even a afternoon mass, and more people could have get shot.
Ricardo Kim Babs lived in the Bain and Grantstown area for years, and the brazen broad daylight murder just in front of the victim's church on Hospital Lane reawakened the memory of his son being killed 11 years ago. With the grief still fresh, he believes the crime fight requires a community effort and must not fall on the immediate household alone.
Brother, I had a son, was a breadwinner, and he started living as far as I'm concerned, you know. My son been through private school all his life. The life what he chose, me know his mother had that for him, and nothing you could do about it, you know. We don't want to know how many kids be growing up to just be killers.
It's the second homicide for the year to occur on Hospital Lane, this time just weeks after the Prime Minister's visit there. This according to Chief Superintendent Chrisling Skippings, prompting increased police presence on the ground.
We have beefed up police in this particular area. We have Urban Renewal, who's always on the move within the community. They are doing door-to-door, speaking with residents, church members on a daily basis. However, I want you to know that criminals, when their intent is to do something, they're going to do it.
Yesterday's incident happened just behind me, and it follows another incident that occurred earlier January. However, the residents that live in the homes and operate the businesses that lines both sides of Hospital Lane declare that it is still a safe place.
It isn't like we have people running around here all day, every day with guns, shooting up people and killing up people in the Bain and Grantstown area. I can speak to that. Hospital Lane, it's pretty much good.
The Member of Parliament for the area, Wade Watson, though concerned, is seemingly of the same view.
I have all confidence in the police department. I believe that their strategy will yield good results.
And Kim Babs is calling for swift justice to help clean up the streets.
Where the layered justice is what creating this problem. People got to take justice into their own hand.
Tuesday's homicide pushed the country's murder count to 25 for the year in the face of a U.S. Embassy-issued special advisory on crime. Despite this, though, authorities continue to contend the Bahamas is a safe place. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Social media all abuzz yesterday as word got out of an apparent sighting of international press on the ground of the latest killing. They were also reportedly seen around the capital, from downtown to Fish Fry to Porterski Dock. Many believe the outside media are here following up Nassau's growing crime crisis, which has captured international attention. In recent weeks, the record number homicide count in New Providence has led to advisories by both Canadian and American officials to their respective citizens, alerting them to take caution when traveling here. Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, was asked about the presence of the foreign press.
We have nothing to hide. We've been very transparent about the issue that we faced. This has been carried in the international press before. We have spoken with them. Tourism professionals have spoken directly with them, really to help to educate the international community, if you will, about the nature of the incidences, where they are occurring, and the plan that's being put in place by the police and the Ministry of National Security.
The Foxville Urban Renewal Office, along with anti-crime activists, meantime gathering at the Foxville Community Park to target at-risk persons, redirecting them from the temptations of crime. Our Lloyd Allen joins us live from that park. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, Makushla, tonight we're here on the Fox Hill Community Park where members of Peace on the Streets, along with the Fox Hill Urban Renewal Department, have converged with others to fight against crime. Standing right here next to me are a number of persons, one of them Dr. Collis Reed. Dr. Reed, talk to us about tonight.
You know, this is a community effort where you see a community coming together and saying that we need some peace on the street. Enough is enough. So you have Urban Renewal, you have GRIP, you have Dr. Eric Fox from Urban Renewal, so many different organizations, and this is what the Bahamas need. If we're going to beat this surge that we're seeing right now, it's going to need communities coming together, not just singing it, but bringing it. We ain't just like talking the talk, we walking the walk.
Well, of course, Makushla, this story continues, and we'll have more in the later newscast. Reporting here from the Fox Hill Community Park with a team of crime fighters for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Lloyd. Still to come, reduction in boat registration fees. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Focall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good conch salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Since they're on sale, Max bought things neither he nor his friend really needed. Hungry for deals? Come to KFC to satisfy your hunger before doing something crazy. Our new 6-piece value deal is packed with 6 pieces of your favorite fried chicken, 3 orders of crispy fries, and 3 buttery biscuits, all for just $20. You work hard for your money. Get the biggest bang for your taste buds. Satisfy your taste buds with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out outlets.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Let's make this moment last forever. Let's start a family together. With a house, a car, and kids. Oh, I love the way we live. I got it covered. BAF has got me covered. So live your life.
Investigations continue tonight into this morning's two-car collision along Meeting Street that's left one man dead and 4 others in hospital. As Corval Pyfrom reports, speed may have been a significant factor in this deadly mishap.
2 vehicles, a Note and a Chevy Jeep. The Jeep, a rental, both mangled nearly beyond recognition. The street littered with debris, shattered glass and pieces from the vehicles strewn about in the aftermath of Wednesday's deadly crash. Traffic police say it was early Wednesday morning, around 6:30 to be exact, that the white Nissan Note traveling east along Meeting Street ended up in the wrong lane, colliding with the oncoming black Chevy SUV. The driver of that SUV, the lone occupant of the vehicle. In the Note, there was the driver along with 3 other passengers. One of those passengers suffering fatal injuries. Police are still early into their investigation, but quickly reminding the public of the need to slow down.
Now, what we want to appeal to motorists is to leave home in a timely fashion, that you are able to get to where you're going on time. We also want to admonish persons to pay attention to the posted speed limits and stay within those speed limits. Even where accidents do not prove fatal, we have so many accidents on a daily basis where it's just persons are speeding and I would say not leaving home on a timely fashion. Just leave home a little 15 or 30 minutes earlier. That would allow you to get to where you're going safely as possible.
Wednesday's traffic fatality is the 3rd for the year in New Providence, the 7th nationwide. The man killed is believed to be in his late 20s or early 30s, police say. He was a rear seat passenger, and it is unknown whether he was wearing seatbelts at the time of the collision. Police unable to say whether they expect to bring charges in this matter.
We are still in the preliminary stages of this investigation, but once we get more into our investigation, we will come back and provide an update for you.
4 other people involved in this incident suffered injuries. They were taken to hospital where their conditions at this point remain unknown. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, a trip to the Bahamas for 3 foreigners lands them in big trouble with the police. A 36-year-old Westmoreland Jamaican man, along with a 25-year-old man and a 28-year-old female from Canada, are in custody after they were found in possession of a pistol with ammunition and a quantity of suspected marijuana in their black Honda Fit this past Tuesday afternoon during routine patrol on Frederick Street. Now, officers were then tipped off and searched the Jamaican man's Butler's Way home off Jamaica Road, where they discovered an unlicensed, unregistered shotgun with an estimated 60 rounds of shotgun shells. Authorities learned the Jamaican national arrived here on Wednesday, January 31st, and the Canadians landed from Toronto on Friday, February 2nd. The group was expected to leave next Friday, February 16th. As an intense investigation continues, police remind all visitors and residents that the police force will enforce the country's laws, and those who fail to adhere will be prosecuted. Well, a mid-air mishap ending well for the 5 passengers aboard a twin-engine aircraft. The Piper PA-23 landing safely after experiencing a landing gear malfunction while attempting to land on the runway at LPIA. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority revealing the incident took place shortly after 2 this afternoon with no injuries reported. Investigations, however, continue into the matter. In other news, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, now weighing in on those marathon negotiations between the hotel union and Atlantis. The parties trying to reach a resolution and possible agreement on salary increases for employees at the resort, but to date, all offers have been rejected, and at last word, the two were at an impasse. DPM Cooper says he's spoken with both sides and has urged them to find a resolution. He told reporters this morning he's optimistic they'll have an agreement in short order.
I have spoken with both sides, and I've urged them to really get it done in the best interest of tourism and the best interest of our country. We have issues that confront us that's beyond our control. I think a right-thinking management and a right-thinking union coming together will do the right thing for our country and the industry.
Cooper, who's also the Minister of Tourism and has been touting that industry's record performance, says ensuring all stakeholders are in harmony is key to this trend continuing.
There is no right time for labor disputes. This is an incredibly bad time, but there is no good time for it. I think we have been in this business for 50 years, and really calm and deliberate heads will prevail, should prevail. They should discuss the issues. Ultimately, a win will come when there is agreement, and the win is for all of us, the employees, management, the businesses involved, and the country.
Shantytown demolitions may bring about a mixed bundle of despair, shock and awe for many of its residents. Works officials reason that the end goal is to address critical safety concerns within these unregulated communities. Here's how the process goes. The Minister of Works posts notices giving the owner 28 days to pull down illegal structures. Failure to comply leads to its removal. Structures are thoroughly inspected for vacancy before the demolition process begins. Now, prior to demolition, a comprehensive outreach campaign ensures residents view the notices, collect vital data, and provide support only for Bahamians and permanent residents. Those eligible can receive temporary shelter for up to 6 months, rental, emergency, and outgoing food assistance, as well as additional aid for power and water. Community members are urged to pay close attention to official demolition notices and cooperate fully with authorities. Well, just the kind of news the boating community likes to hear. The government plans to reduce boat registration fees March 1st. The Ministry of Finance will then announce benefits for those boaters who registered before the reduction was initiated. The Ministry of Transport and Energy reminds vessel owners registered under the Water Ski and Motorboat Control and Boat Registration Acts that March 31st is the registration process deadline. The Coalition of Independents responding to Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell's take on the need for foreign labor in the Bahamas. Minister Mitchell declaring in an interview with our Northern Service News team that immigration is essential for the country's progress, considering the population is at or just below replacement level and the rate of natural increase is declining. He also acknowledged what he says is a lack of understanding or recognition by Bahamians who become emotionally upset at what they see as a group of people trying to take the country. It's an issue Minister Mitchell maintains won't happen unless Bahamians allow it. That comment, though, not sitting well with COI National Chairman Charlotte Green.
The Bahamian people are far from ignorant on the importance of foreign labor. What's at issue here is the apparent lack of a structured, transparent process for integrating these workers into our community. The people of the Bahamas are calling for clarity and fairness in how we manage this integration, not to be brushed off as merely emotional or irrational.
Employees from the Ministry of Labor getting a refresh and reset session to steer them along the course this year. Labor Minister, the Honorable Pia Glover-Rose, sees a conclave as ensuring team members understand the plan and are on the same page.
The goal is to make sure that everybody is on the same trajectory, everybody understands what we are attempting to achieve, but most importantly, it's an opportunity for the teams within the ministry to understand what each other's roles are. Sometimes we work with people and we don't understand exactly what their jobs are and how it ties in, where the synergy happens in a ministry to make the whole machinery work.
Well, time now for the poll question of the week, and this week we're asking, should mental health education be included in school curriculums to raise awareness and reduce stigma? You can chime in on our social media handles. Oh, we still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for tonight, GSSSA basketball playoffs underway. We'll tell you which teams moved on and which teams had to pack it up. That's coming up in sports.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
In Disney Cruise Line Line's partnership with Bahamian fashion designer Theodore Seeley, Regional Director for Public Affairs Joey Gaskin, addressed the importance of the partnership for Bahamian involvement in the cruise industry.
For us at Disney Cruise Line, this is such an important moment, and for me as a Bahamian executive at Disney Cruise Line, doubly important. So much of what we understand about the tourism industry is cruise taking the lion's share of the amount of people who come here, but so few Bahamians, I believe, are involved at the levels that we need them to be in the industry. And this opportunity for Theo is a testament to what it means to have Bahamian leadership who can advocate internally with the companies that are important to us here in the Bahamas for tourism to ensure that Bahamians get the opportunities that they need. I sent the first email about Theo in July of 2022. Theo got his first emails out to us and really started working with us in December of 2022. And it's not until January 2024 that we've really seen this opportunity come to fruition. Initially, we had believed that Theo could design the uniforms for the cast members at Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. When I sent Theo's portfolio over, they had an idea that was even bigger than that, and that was dressing our iconic characters, and so we could not be more proud.
Theodore Seeley showed how he brought a sprinkle of Bahamian magic to the Disney experience.
When you think about Junkanoo, it is absolutely the rhythm of the islands, right? Bold color, pattern, texture, print. This is all the voice of what Theodore Elliott usually designs with, right? So to be able to marry Theodore Elliott with Junkanoo and bring the magic of Disney with that together, that for me has been truly exciting, and I'm really hoping that not only tourists but Bahamians will be able to get to enjoy a different aspect of Junkanoo, right? Because they're not Junkanoo costumes, but they are beautiful pieces which have been designed with Junkanoo inspiration.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Whether anonymous or otherwise, the Ministry of Education's attendance hotlines apparently being put to good use to bring attention to those students who, instead of attending school, roam the streets. LaDawn Davis sat down with the Acting Director of Education, who tells us the number of reports are overwhelming.
Macushla Acting Director of Education Dominique McCartney Russell boasts that about 90 persons have called into the National Attendance Hotline, that's 42 child, since its launch on January 12th. To give you a breakdown, 34% of them boys, 29% were girls, and 24% mixed, which means there were both male and females reported in a group. While the majority of the calls were made from Pinewood Gardens here in New Providence, 3 were from Eleuthera, 1 in Abaco, and 2 over in Grand Bahama. McCartney Russell confirmed in an exclusive interview with our news team on Wednesday that there are a number of factors keeping students away from the classroom.
The parents talked about registration issues with immunization, not having an NIB card, and in some instances it was just neglect. Parental neglect, that the children were not in school. And so what the officers have been trained to do is to provide support or to escalate the matter if it needs be.
With a 90.4% attendance rate and just under 10% in absenteeism, the acting education director notes that 14 attendants and school monitor officers are working the hotline to monitor the students' needs.
They're trained to ask the right questions, and they're also trained in terms of escalating the matter, because some matters are as a result of the need for social assistance, and so we want our officers to be able to say, this is where you can get help. Services offers this, this, and this, and so the officers are trained to escalate the matter. We don't want, at the end of the day, a parent or a student is presented and there are barriers. We train our officers so that if there are barriers, you go through those barriers to make sure that this child's need is being met.
According to the Education Act, it's the sole responsibility of all parents and the Department of Education to make sure that every school-age child obtains a good quality education.
And the Act also indicates that there should be 200 attendances. And so we as a body who have been mandated to ensure that children get quality educational opportunities, see it as our obligation to ensure that that takes place. And so we also know that if students do not attend school, they don't gain an education. It means that they are ignorant. And if they're ignorant, they are not able to, number one, obtain gainful employment. They're not able to take care of themselves, and they're not able to contribute to the national development.
Macushla, just in case you're wondering what happens to students consistently absent from school, well, McCartney Russell says a chronic absence list is submitted by district officers once a week. Parents are later contacted, and based on the response, a report system is applied. But if parents are delinquent, then legal action is taken. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis. Macushla.
Thanks, LaDawn. Still on education, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute has its first female president. The board of BTVI unanimously endorsed Dr. Linda Davis. The veteran educator has been serving as interim president since May 2022. She served in higher education administration at the senior level for over 2 decades, with her journey in the field of education taking her from the College of the Bahamas to the former Wheelock College in Boston, Massachusetts, and back to the University of the Bahamas before bringing her expertise back to the BTVI community in 2021, where she served as president of academic affairs. BTVI's board cited its confidence and unwavering support of Dr. Davis, noting that she has proven to be a valuable asset and transformative leader. Well, teens today schooled during a one-day seminar on promoting safer and more responsible use of online technology and cell phones. The lesson, a timely one, as the Bahamas joins the world in observing Safer Internet Day. Carla Palmer tells us more.
Corporate responsibility on the part of BTC is the role the organization continues to play as a telecommunications giant. With thousands of consumers subscribing to its platform services, Chief Executive Officer of BTC, Samir Badi, says accountability is important as he engaged 100 students from 3 public high schools here in the country to participate in a one-day seminar on using the internet safely.
And this is giving an opportunity for students from C.I. Gibson, C.C. Sweeting, GHS to talk about digital safety and some of the issues and challenges that they see, giving them a safe space for those conversations. And we encourage them when they leave as an action to pause before you post.
Communicating with decency, respect for self and others, being mindful that everyone is entitled to their opinion, Batty says is key to avoiding conflicts.
Safety is critical, and the boundaries between digital and real world are blurred. And we have to be mindful of the words we use and the words that we share, particularly about others, because they can translate to negativity in the environment, could lead to violence in the environment. So we have to be mindful of what we say, how we say it, even in the digital space.
The Paul Farquharson Center at Police Headquarters, East Hill Street, is the venue of the one-day initiative. Deputy Commissioner of Police Lehman Delaveau was also of similar sentiments. With a significant number of our nation's youth committing serious crimes, he called on those present to stay in school and remain focused.
Is a 16-year-old in the Bahamas has been charged for not one, not two, not three, but 4 murders. They are using their cell phones to direct them to locations to commit these heinous crimes. You have an opportunity today, young men and young women. You have a wonderful opportunity today. If you have not done so already, to start afresh, start new.
Safer Internet Day Teen Talk has been ongoing for the past 4 years. It is hoped that the conclave is successful in its efforts of changing mindsets for more positive use of digital media. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
February 6 would have marked the 102nd birthday of the country's 4th Bahamian Governor General, Sir Clifford Darling. We don't talk a lot about Sir Clifford, and that's perhaps a disservice given the profound role he, as a young taxicab driver, played in moving the country towards an independent nation. Corvell Pyfrom sat down with Sir Clifford's widow as she remembered the country's longest-serving Speaker of the House.
Sir Clifford's widow, the woman he spent the last 4 decades of his life with, Lady Ingrid Darling, recalls those tumultuous moments in 1958. Sir Clifford, then a taxi cab driver, thrust into a leading role as the country headed into a historic general strike.
When they made the plans for the strike, they got the message out, and it was very dramatic. If you hear it, it's chilling almost. They got out the word, what their word was, and the word was now.
The strike of 58 would set the country on a new political trajectory. Majority rule would soon follow, and later, an independent Bahamas. But it was his selection here in the House of Assembly as Speaker of the House that Lady Darling says Sir Clifford felt most unsettled. At first, he did not believe in himself. He doubted that he could do the job, and often to get through it, he would lean on his faith. So to everyone's surprise, perhaps, it was that he remained Speaker for 14 years.
And many times, his people knew when he would have to gavel the House, and people are coming at him because he and Henry Bostwick in those days, they went at it, you know, really, to get the point across. He would gavel the House and go downstairs into his office and open the Bible and read his Bible, and then come back up and say, but if you're an attorney, you're not going to go downstairs and read your Bible. Wow. You see, you know, but that was his challenge.
Sir Clifford would eventually go on to serve briefly as the country's 4th Bahamian Governor General, and as Lady Darling remembers, never once losing his humility.
He always stayed with the people. He never made them feel like he was above them at any time. And he was humble. He really was.
Sir Clifford Darling died on December 27, 2011 at age 89. He never set out to be a public figure, but ultimately became a quiet, gentle giant who never lost touch with those he served. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Still to come, our feature story, Catching the Good Guys. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
All right, so we're down to the last two teams standing. Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers. What we can do and what we know about this is that you guys are horrible about picking winners. That's because you all picked the Ravens, which means I hope you didn't bet money because right about now those mortgage payments may be in danger. So that being said, let's get down to this Sunday's ball game. It is Super Bowl 58. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and, of course, Taylor Swift. And they go up against the San Francisco 49ers and whoever else is pulling for the San Francisco 49ers. All right, so tell you what, one way or the other, one of these teams is going to be the winner at the end of the day. And you get to choose which one of those teams it will be. You're going to make sure you go to the site, make sure you vote, Zat Ness, and of course, also go to the Instagram page and make sure you find out who is, or rather put your vote in for who you think is going to be the winner. And at the end of the day, the other team's probably going to win because, like I said, you guys are horrible at picking picks. But that being said, pick with your heart, but if you're betting, then you pick the Kansas City Chiefs because that's what I'm doing, all right? So that being said, we'll see how it all goes, and we'll come right back and tell you who won the overall thing at the end of the day. All right, let's see what happens.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
For the next 50 days, 50 lucky winners will be getting $30,000 in cash and prizes. $30,000? 30. How you win? All you have to do is purchase $25 or more in fuel or a $25 and up Rubis gift card, and you enter to win. Take a photo of your receipt, and you can upload it via our QR code, Rubis Bahamas Facebook page, or our website. Don't forget, you need your receipt in order to win. Thank you. $500 on the Visa card, I'll buy you everything, but I got to turn my light on. But I need gas in my car, and I done miss and put diesel in here, and the car say, "Bop."
I love to save. You love to save. We all love to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounce, $179. Sea Bass chunk tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $189. Hellman's mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $7.79. Boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. If you love to save, you will love Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Education officials looking into reports of a student recently falling on the campus of an Andros school. Acting Director of Education Dominic McCartney Russell sharing this much with our news team.
That the student had an accident on one of the playgrounds, and so I'm still waiting on that report so that we could see how we could support that parent and also support that school in ensuring that the campus is always safe.
Now to this update on that ambulance for Long Island. Health and Wellness Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, confirming in the House of Assembly just this morning that Public Hospitals Authority officials found the original documents for the vehicle donated by Alive in 2021. Now, once the ambulance is insured, a PHA team will travel there to repair it and begin this vital operation on that island.
But this particular gift is a very unique gift because it is transporting sick people and healthcare professionals, and it have to meet the necessary insurance requirement. There was a delay. Finally, that has been sorted out, and I am pleased to let the residents of Long Island and the member for Long Island know that we are now accepted the gift, and we're now doing the necessary preparatory steps.
Raging waves just below North Eleuthera's glass window bridge. Central Eleuthera Administrator Rochelle Anderson says officers are posted at both ends of the bridge to monitor its activity. In the meantime, North Eleuthera residents are reminded to avoid the bridge and the area adjacent to it, the Queen's Path, as it remains closed until a further notice. Well, we are certainly loving this cool weather, and to hear more about it, we'll go now to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishta. We have just a few clouds this evening. Temperature a cool 69 degrees. The relative humidity at 65%. Northerly winds at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,016.3 millibars. That's 30.04 inches. And your temperatures around the Farming Violence this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 64 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll, Key Abaco, Marsh Harbor at 66 degrees. To Berry Island, 70. Allenstown, Bimini, 73. Harper Island at 71 degrees. Rocktown, Eleuthera, 68. 69 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Kemps, Basin Andros, and Black Point, Exuma at 71 degrees. Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, 72. 74 in Georgetown, Exuma. Picking up some 70s in Ragged Island, Cloudstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, McGuana, 72. Ackland, 72. Matthew Tiny Nag was 77, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 74 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern parts of our country tonight, those winds are coming down north to northeast at 12 to 18 knots. The wave height 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. But those large swells will continue through tomorrow. And your low tide, well, that will occur at 11:41 tonight. So caution flags remain in place for boaters in the northwestern parts of our country. Now, in the central and southeastern islands, the winds north to northeast at 15 to 25 knots. Very rough seas once again with those large swells up to 20 feet through tomorrow. So small craft, we're simply asking you to stay in port in the central and southeastern parts of our country. And then as we take you into Thursday in the northwestern islands, the winds northeast at 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet with sea swells up to about 18 feet. High tide 6:11 in the morning, low tide at 12:41 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, northeast winds down 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 7 feet will be those wave heights. Caution flags still in place for those boaters, and those swells still in the area, but they're coming down, so we're looking at about 18 feet once again for the central and southeastern islands on Thursday. And then Friday, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights at 2 to 4 feet, so we'll drop those caution flags on Friday for the northwestern parts of the country, with the low tide taking place at 7:02 in the morning and the high tide 1:29 in the afternoon in the central and southeastern islands on Friday. Northeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet, maintaining the caution flag. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I saw you with your boyfriend just the other night. He had you snatched up, y'all really tight. I'm not that kind of fella who like OPP, but I must admit, y'all, I feel a little jealousy every time I see you.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Because I never told you.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Attention, all Bahamians. Our country needs your input to help shape our future, economy, and reputation. We encourage you to take part in the Made in the Bahamas survey today. This certification is a mark of quality, a symbol of our national pride, resilience, and commitment to producing superior products and services. Go online to madeinthebahamas.info. Your voice, our future. Let's make our products a symbol of our nation's greatness.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall with the GSSSA Sudden Death Basketball Playoffs tipped off yesterday at the Kendall Hodges Gym. Junior girls side of things, Shinovia Moxley dropped in 25 points. That led the H.O. Nash Lions into the championship as they sent A.F. Adley packing. 50-20 ends up being the final score. Donald Davis Junior boys, meanwhile, they moved on with a 42-27 win over H.O. Nash. Wendisky Paul had 15 and Zion Goodman Kirkman Dean all had 12 apiece for the Royals. Senior girls, C.V. Bethel on the floor against R.M. Bailey. C.V. Bethel gets the win here, 44-31. Garanique Bethel, 15 points for the Stingrays. Meanwhile, Vincenique Dames had 17 for the Pacers. And in senior boys, C.I. Gibson, they crushed C.I. Walker 99-56 to Sean Butler, 17 points. And Darius Hanna had 16. And Knights getting 28 from Carlton Johnson and 17 from Mikkel Feast. The UB Mingos started off very slow against Inter FC, but once the Mingos got started, even the major downpour couldn't stop them. Peter Gilmer scored for the Mingos in the 18th minute, and then less than a minute later was Stanley Grandpierre connecting to put the Mingos up 2-0 to end the half. Midfielder Ronaldo Green on an assist now from Nathan Wells. That put the Mingos up 3-0. The half ended in the middle of a downpour, and after the Mingos could not be stopped at all as Grandpierre and Gilmas Green all scored again, along with midfielder Nathan Wells. That connected the Mingos take the match here 7-1.
Game plan is just go there and score goals. Coach said from the beginning, let's get out there, let's not underestimate our opponents, and let's go out there and score goals. The reason why we started slow is, I guess, every time we face a side, like on paper we're supposed to beat them, we always, like, I guess, underestimate them or just go with the motions until, you know, a goal happens and then we, like, kick off and start going. Overall, I think we played pretty good, scored a lot of goals, was, you know, consistent in getting in the final third. But I guess what we could work on is just our emotions, you know.
NBA we go. Buddy Hield coming off the bench, 12 points, 6 assists. Indiana, once again, they get a nice win, 132-129 over the Houston Rockets. Pacers play Golden State tomorrow night. NBA trade deadline is also on Thursday. Buddy's name once again coming up in those rumors. We'll see if indeed he's moved or whether or not he'll remain with Indiana for the rest of the season. And that's your check on sports for you here tonight. Don't go anywhere. We got your weather just around the corner. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
February is the month of love, and you will love the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.29. Muller's ready cut macaroni, 16 ounce, $2.19. English cheddar cheese, $3.99 per pound. Vitamalt Classic, 10 to 12 ounce, $1.19. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 89 cents per pound. If you love to save, you will love Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that area of low pressure that's generating these swells, well, that's well to the northeast of the Bahamas, and that trailing front now well to the southeast of the Bahamas. That high pressure that will continue to collapse over the next couple of days, so we will continue to see a reduction in those winds. But because of those swells, they're going to be around right through Thursday and the early part of Friday. It wouldn't be until about the weekend before we see those swells drop down to about 10 feet or so. Tonight, windy conditions with some patchy clouds, low temperature of 61 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be windy again with intervals of clouds and sunshine, high temperature 75 degrees. Extended weather forecast looking like this. Things will start to warm up on the weekend. We'll see temperatures getting back up in the 80s on Sunday. That will hold right through the early part of next week before we see a decline in those temperatures as we head into the middle of the week. But those 60s, they're going to be with us during the nighttime right through Sunday. Would be until about Monday before we see some low 70s in our nighttime temperatures. Mikishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. Several New Providence motorists made to pull their cars to the side earlier this afternoon after being stopped by traffic police, but not for the reason you think. That's officers of the traffic division talking to the streets to catch the good guys, rewarding motorists who take road safety seriously with a gift to take them a few extra miles.
As opposed to just ticketing offenders, we want to reward persons who get their cars licensed every year, who get their vehicles insured every year, just to let them know, give them a certificate, just let them know that we are watching, we are appreciative of it. And also we partnered with the Esso on East Street and Soldier Road, who gave us some gas vouchers just to give them a little token of appreciation, and also some coffee vouchers as well. It's just something to put a smile on their face to say thank you for doing the right thing, even when no one else is watching.
Well, beginning their encounter with police highly confused, but ending with a good laugh and a big smile.
I was happy because I said, you mean I get a gift on my birthday as well? So I'm glad.
Happy birthday, Miss Penton. Happy birthday to you.
It makes you feel like they're paying attention, and it's good to pay attention to your community and make the people feel like for doing something good. Be mindful that when you're driving, you're not only driving for yourself, but the safety of others.
And that there does it for the Bahamas tonight. But before we leave, we want to highlight a good Samaritan, Sam Evans. Well, as always, thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.